Yay, yay, hello, welcome. All right, Monday live stream, noon yoga. Just feeling our week out, start our week off in a beautiful, relaxed way, which is very, very important for productivity, because when we are relaxed and clear in the mind, all comes to us exactly at the right time and effortlessly. So trust in that. Let's start just in a forward fold. So knees slightly bent. Shoot the hips back. Hollow out the navel. Take a deep sigh and just let that torso drape over the upper thighs. You can already feel this sweet rock. Surrender. Head, yes. Head, no. Head, yes. Little pressure in the left foot. Couple deep sighs. Grab the elbows. Just let the torso hang. Wow. I'm closing my eyes, focusing on that third eye. And on that next exhale, maybe push the knees back slightly. Release the arms. If your feet are far apart, you might want to bring them a little closer so you can wrap the hands around the calves. And just check in, see if you need to bend your knees a little bit more. You can bend, you can push back. What feels right for you. And then release the hands. Just drop the hips low, right into the heels and round the back and chin into the chest. Exhale to straighten. Couple more like that. And so if the floor seems a little far, you can always put some blocks or just grab your knees even. That could work too. I'm flexible in my hamstrings, so I'm able to reach the floor. Just a back and forth. Straighten and bend. That bounce feels nice as well. Good. And then forward fold. Roll yourself up. I'm going to shake it out just a little bit. So shake out from those like a cat-cow pelvic bowl because of the low back. You might even want to pound that low back. Wake it up a little bit. Little exhale when you round. Inhale when you drop that navel forward. Exhale to round. It's like a cat-cow. Good. Pause in chair. I'm bringing my toes a little closer together. Grab the hip flexors. Pull back. Suction in the navel. Grab some heat into the legs. Inhale. Exhale to stand. Good. We're just kind of bringing circulation to the joints as we sit. Ankles, knees, low back, shoulder, and stand. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, or vice versa. Good. Wow, sternum. That was that nice extension through that sternum as you push up and back. Good. Sit into the chair. Take the hands and scoop them behind you. And then forward again. Hands reaching forward. Use that exhale, hands reaching back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale, swoop it back. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, scoop it back. Interlace the fingers and straighten out the legs. Add that shoulder stretch. Rocking side to side with the fists. Hello, body. Good. Let the hands come to the low back. Soothe your back with some pounding. Shake out the head. Make sure it's relaxed. I have my eyes closed. Excellent. We're ready. Let's step back. Inhale first. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands with the bent knees, to get the floor closer to you. Step back to high plank. Down, just alternate between those two. So down dog is your hips are high and your shoulders are spread wide. Inhale, ribs lift. Shoulders right over the wrist. Exhale, back to down dog. So do that a couple times, however many times you want. And then rest in your child's pose. So it's up to you. You're in control always. It's a great place to start deciding what you want to do. Sometimes that gets lost along the way with obligations and responsibilities. So train it back. What do you want to do? Obviously, you're here doing your yoga. You want to do it, but take it a step farther and say, hey, I only want to do 2 more, and then I'm resting. Or I'm done, and I'm going to rest right now. I am going to do it a couple more times. Connecting to my breath. Connecting to my heels. To my plank. Out through the heels, knees, ribs, heart. Holding my plank just for 2 or 3 breaths because I love lighting up that central column. Good. And now I'll rest. Everybody rest. If you haven't rested yet, let's do it. Let's do it. Sit back into your child's pose as you drop your hips back. Support the head. Oh my gosh. It's like so sweet. The sweetness of child's pose. Amazing. I missed you, child's pose. Didn't do any yoga yesterday. Just had a beautiful class on Saturday morning. So if ever you need a class on Saturday morning, I teach at 9:30 a.m. Let me know. I can get you in on that Zoom class. I do record the class as well. But right now we're in our child's pose. Take it a little bit more into it by releasing the hands forward and walking the fingers towards the front of the mat. It's like your jello, your whole body just surrenders into the mat. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Inhale. Exhale. This last one, let it come out through the mouth. Inhale, nose. Wide open mouth, exhale. Great. Looking forward, bring your hips over the knees, and you may need to bring your knees right underneath the hips. In fact, it works well for that sacral bone to drop down a bit and your sit bones to lift. Yet at the same time, you're lifting the ribs. You're not wanting to sag them too much. I like this version. In, reach, push back through the hips. You can even look forward if you like, or hands, or if the head doesn't reach, you can put a block. That's fine too. Lots of variations to puppy pose. Great opening for the arms, underneath the arms when you look forward. If it's too intense, just put your forehead down. Now I'm dropping my ribs a little bit more and tilting my pelvic bowl a little lower too. So know that there's all these variations. This is my version today. I'm barely talking this posture, but I am. Woo! Last couple breaths. Good. Coming out, you drop your forehead, use your hands for support. Wow, pretty cool. Tabletop, and we'll go back to our cat-cow with the spine rounding into the back, push into the hands, and drop belly down. Yeah, don't underestimate the value of these simple postures for periods of time. 4 count breaths for five count, or 6 or 7 or 8 counts. Because you can go inward, you can close your eyes, see that third eye, that dark kind of space of soft relaxing, soft surrender. Letting go of my voice and just going to that inner tone. Really good. All right, tuck the toes. A version of plank, hovering the knees. So your toes are underneath you. As you hover the knees, you suction in that navel. Maybe press into the hands a little bit. And then rock hips from right to left. Plank. This is a version of planking. Back and forth. You don't have to rotate. You can just hover. When you're finished, go into your down dog. That's where we'll be. Immediately, you feel the heat generated. Wow. Last little set. And then push back into down dog. And drop to the elbows. Try the elbows. Get off the wrists just briefly into dolphin posture. Just pause there. You can always go out, rest your knees down, and then come back in. Especially if the shoulders are tight, take a break and come back in. Or if you want a little bit more, you would walk your toes in a little closer towards your elbows. Oh, so good. So I'm walking my feet back, straightening one arm, straightening the other arm, and little tippy toes up to the front. Make sure that head is dropped, not looking forward, not tension in the neck. Just let that go. Tippy toe press. Another great place to use blocks. You can put blocks underneath your hands if the hands seem far away from the ground. Heels drop. Roll yourself up. Yeah, take a little walkabout, and then we'll go right into Salute to the Sun, which will be nice. Catch your breath. A yoga walk. Heel, toe, push, release, heel, toe, Lengthen upward. Keep breathing. Yeah. You know, there's 4 types of meditation. Walking, standing, laying, and sitting. So we're walking meditation. And for me, it's a little circle, my home studio. Good. All right, coming back to the front of the mat. Give it a little bounce. And Surya Namaskar, we'll salute to that sun. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. So this is your first chaturanga. If you are up to it, you can do straight legs. If you need, as I do, bent knees for half of a chaturanga, do that. Exhale to drop. Also that cobra, excellent, or full up dog with straight arms. And exhale, either bent knees or straight legs into down dog. Salute. Let's salute the sun. Such a great combination of all of these postures. You know, forward fold, high plank, push up, up dog for a little back bend, and then down dog for this complete body stretch on the back side of the hamstrings and then the mid-back, arms, head. Last breath. Great, peek forward. Maybe it's a couple steps, maybe it's a hop or one step up to the front. Hands can reach underneath the kneecaps, halfway lift. Exhale to pull forehead back towards the shins. Inhale, flat back to come up. Exhale, hands at your heart. Excellent, let's do that again. Let's sit though, sit low into chair. Scoop up the arms, inhale. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway out. Exhale, stepping back. Use the other leg if possible, if you remembered which one you used before. Either knees down or legs straight. Chaturanga. Exhale. Up dog. And down dog. So let's shake this one up a little bit by adding a twist, this down dog. So stabilizing the hands, maybe they come a little closer to your toes. Right hand reaches for that left ankle. That's it, one of my favorites. Just that twist in through that lower belly, right into that left side. And focus on the breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Good. And then hover that right hand off to the right corner. Hover that off to the back side. Good. Right hand on the waist. Bend that left foot. Lift that left knee a little higher. And then see if you can grab that heel. Advanced posture, I know. Don't worry if it doesn't happen. Take a break, rest. In fact, we will, in between sides, definitely. We need to take a quiet moment. So release, drop that left foot, drop the knees go wide, toes come together. Take a couple pulses. This left hand needs to shake out, so make sure you're soothing that hand. Shake it out, shake it out. And then sit all the way back. This time, after we support our head in that third eye, oh my gosh, I just had this emotional, like, oh, wow. It's kind of what child's pose is for. It's like, remember where you are. You're home. You're at home base. You're at home base. Take your breath in and take your breath out. Let it go. Whatever comes up, just let it come in. Prep it, prep it, prep it. And then let it just go out through that wide open exhale mouth. Really good, because you're in charge. You gotta let it out. Let it go, let it go. Walk your hands over to the left or right, doesn't matter. So you're stretching out that opposite side, that opposite rib cage. More intensity, you would take that opposite hand and put it on top to stretch even more. Make sure the head comes through if possible. You can even drop it onto the mat. And then back to center. And then the other side. Walk the hands over. Farthest hand, let it come on top. Drop the head down. Inhale, come back to center. And then back into down dog. I'm going to turn so I'll face you back into down dog. But before we do that, give it a little shake out. A little up and down into the spine. Just let that go. Feel it. See what you can feel. Maybe it's more intense in the shoulders when you push down a little farther into the mat, pushing it away from you. Or when you're on that downswing, you scoop your sit bones back and up a little bit and your heart forward. Excellent. Back to neutral spine. Tuck the toes. Hover the knees. Plank, plank. That nice plank to engage the core. And then you're in your down dog. So good. All right. So it's left hand, right ankle. Right onto that ankle. So if you need to walk your foot in a little closer or even move your hand a little closer, that's fine. But you want that sweet spot where this left arm stays straight. That's it. And then you smile. Hello. I'm doing my yoga. And then your drishti or your gaze, you want to keep that nice and steady. Excellent. Let that go. Left hand off to the left. Right foot off to the back. A little more difficult for me on this side, so just adjusting slightly, hand and heel. Once I find it, that left hip crease comes back. Heart's lifted. Left hand on the hip. Bend the right foot, right knee. Lift it a little higher. See if you can reach that foot above you. Heart's lifted, it helps. And then that left shoulder rolls back and the right knee lifts and the belly's suctioned up. Lots to think about. If you fall out, you can go back in or you can rest. Take a moment to bend your knees this time. We'll do a little wrist exercise. Really good. Compression on that right wrist. And if it feels uncomfortable to sit on your heels, you can sit on a block or you can sit cross-legged. Make sure you do both wrists. Compression, compression. That's it. Really good. Whew. And then stretching for always, I know I'm not the only one. My right trap so tight, so I'm gonna work. We'll do a couple shoulder stretches again. Heels sometimes need a lift. So putting a block right underneath your hips, a block or two even, and your feet might feel better. Or sit cross-legged, or even sit on a stool or a chair. We're just gonna work on the shoulders for a moment. Okay, left hand. Yeah, I should mark this. Let's say mark this spot because I could take this clip out and we'll use it just for shoulder stretch. All right, so left hand outside of the ear and left ear to the left shoulder. Visualize those sit bones, those two sit bones pushing down into the block or the floor or the ground or the cross-legged. And then the hand just heavy. You're not doing a lot. You're just letting that hand be heavy. Even that tension in the left shoulder, see if that tension can soften. Close the eyes, this arm, this opposite right arm, just let that be free. Get your torso to lift a little taller. All of the alignment has significance to the neck stretch. Should be feeling it on the side of the right side of the neck. Makes you sleepy. Good. Gently come up. Let that chin come up, that head come up. Release. Release slowly. And then the other side. So right hand. And then yawns. Yawns are moving your energy. Allow that to happen. So those points that we discussed, sit bones down, torso lifting tall, right shoulder softens, hand is heavy on the head, and opposite arm heavy as well. Right ear, right shoulder. Close your eyes. Just surrender into the breath. Inhale, nose. Exhale, nose. Wow, I just got my right hand, heat. I feel heat in my right hand. See if you feel the heat in your hand. Not to force it, just to let it happen naturally. Last two. It's very peaceful, very soothing. Last one. Wow. Oh my gosh, here comes a yawn. Woo. Release that arm. Drop the chin. Let's take interlaced fingers right to the nape of the neck. Chin drops down. Notice I'm opening my knees a little bit and shooting my hips back, keeping my ribs in. Drop the chin to the chest, elbows towards each other, and a little bit of swaying back and forth. Inhale, let that chin lift up, the elbows come back, heart's opening. And then C-curve over to the right. Right hand can come to the ground, left arm, little side bend too. Oh yeah. Left hip is heavy, torso C-curves to the right. Excellent. Come back up, hands behind the head again, open it up. One more. Let's do one more for that neck, back of the neck. So drop the chin, the elbows towards each other, little deep rock side to side. Bring it back up to center, and then over to that left side. Left hand comes to the ground, right arm up. Oh yeah. Right hip is heavy, heart is lifting. Beautiful. All right, come on out. Let's switch it up a bit. We'll take right leg forward. So just step up with the right foot into this lunge. If you need some support, you can always put a block on the inside. Also support the back knee. I love that. Supporting the back knee with a little mat. And then just sink into the hip. I'm doing some movements just because it feels good before we really extend into a bit of a warrior sequence. Back and forth. Good. I'm going to move my block, frame the front foot, tuck that back toe under, and just straighten out through the back leg. See if that works for you. Again, blocks are helpful. You can put one on each side to really extend into that warrior. And do a couple things. You can drop that knee down again and lift through. In fact, I'm going to bring my blocks over just because I'm going to show how it actually is beneficial for me as well with my little bit of tightness in my back today. So blocks on either side as we start, and then drop that knee down, fingertips on the blocks, looking up and sink the hips low. Good. So we're going to do that a couple times. Tuck that back toe, straighten, lengthen. Yeah. All in the left leg, if you feel it in the left leg. Vitality out through that back heel. So yeah, just go back and forth, your own timing, your own speed. Little drop in that back knee, and a little lift in the heart. We'll do it 2 more times. Linger where you want to linger. Good. Last one. Knee drops, soften the back foot, heart lifts. Might as well. Let's scoop up the arms, reaching up and back. Beautiful. And then extend the hands on either side. I'm going to continue with my blocks. Today's a block day for me. Tuck that back toe under, step back into down dog, high plank, whatever you want. You can move through that high to low push-up. Or for me, actually I'm going to take this left leg and just kind of circle that left leg out. But this is a great opportunity to do your flow if you want your chaturanga. And I may still do it, I'm not sure. I just needed to open up this left hip a little bit. Again, you guys are along for the ride. These are just to inspire you to do your own practice, right? Excellent. So now I'm ready for high plank, low push-up, slide through for up dog, and then the down dog. So good. I hope you're enjoying your yoga as much as I do. All right, right foot. Let's take that right foot forward. No, I'm sorry. Left foot. Don't want to repeat that. Left foot forward. Take the right knee to the mat. If you need that extra padding, which somehow got erased on the other side, but I'm going to keep it this time. Little play time. Try to be consistent with what we did on the other side, which was a little bit of play time. Making the yoga yours, but always remembering to breathe. See if you can find yourself counting 4 and 4 counts out. All through the nose. All right, back into that lunge. Tuck the right toe under, straighten out through that back leg. Make sure this left hip crease hooks towards the back of the mat. You can actually feel that back knee lift as you push the back of the knee up towards the ceiling. Then just hold that. Remember to put pressure in the front foot, back heel. All right, drop that right knee, fingertips. Inhale, extend and look up. And then repeat your pace. Straighten the chin towards the chest, straighten that back leg. Drop the knee, peek up. Last time, right straight. Wow, I'm building some heat. Maybe you are. I can feel it in my face. It's always my left side that needs a little bit more attention. So in the body, in the body, in the body. Good. Oh, wow. Okay, we scooped up the arms, put pressure in that front foot. Right hip still is rolling forward, lift, open. Moving meditation, looking forward, release the hand. Now I'm moving my mat aside, so make sure you have a flat mat. What do we do? Oh my gosh, you guys. How come I'm spiraling that leg when I should be spiraling this leg? Wow. It was the right leg. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do it twice on this right side. Good. Dropping it down, bring it back up. Just one more time. Can't believe I didn't feel that. Nice. Gently come out. And then straight back. Circle out that right leg. That right leg needs it too. So if ever you need to go back and forth, know that it's your practice. So just suggestions. Awesome. So I'm on my right leg. I like to bring that right leg forward and come into triangle. Perfect. Are you with me, Sarah? That was interesting. Whew. Sarah's here with me. Love it. Always nice to know that I have a student watching me live. All right, so triangle. Take that right hip back and slide on down. Because seriously, this is all real time, real experience in the body. And that yoga experience is very trance-like, very meditative. So that is what we're doing right now. That's why I'm so drawn to yoga. Tasking, you are moving meditation, clearing the nadis or the meridian lines, meditating, healing, breathing. So we're in triangle. Take that left arm. I'm on the right side. It doesn't matter. You may be on the left. But take that top arm and just circle it around your back, opening the shoulder. And you don't have to look up. You can look down. Triangle posture. So lower belly. So I just noticed my lower belly was sagging forward. You want to lift that underneath you and drape that right hip underneath you as well. Now I feel my right hamstring a little bit more. There's no rush. Holding postures, excellent way to clear those meridian lines that I was just talking about, right? Left arm over the ear. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, smiling on the inside. Hello. And then all the way up. Use your feet. Go slow. See if you can just bring that up. Excellent. Nice. And then we'll rotate. Keep it simple. Rotate to the left. Left hip crease pulls back. Again, not to sag that belly forward, but to really pull underneath you, and then left hip drapes under. Slide down. Again, I used a block on the other side. I'm going to use a block here. This side feels good. Right arm around the back. Not too much pressure on this left hand. Letting the legs be your support. Takes time. Couple more breaths. Kneecaps are lifted. You can check in with your kneecaps, see if the quad muscles pulling that kneecap upward and not hyperextending that front leg. Right arm over the ear. Can gaze up, rotating the rib cage. And prep your feet. Prep this left hand, lighten it up, and come all the way up using that central column. Yeah. All right, heel toe the feet towards each other. Kind of shake it out. Yes. All right, so shoulder, one more shoulder stretch. Really simple, classic. Even when you're at work at your desk and you need a break, this is one of those great break shoulder stretches. Left hand, right elbow. You can start with that. And then possibly take this opposite hand and maybe you'll reach your fingers. If not, you can use a strap. Just let that strap come in between your fingers. Good. Lengthen the torso tall. Again, really embrace that sense of calm, that sense of relaxation that we've created somehow with that hip sequence. I really feel it. That's why everybody loves hips, because it immediately creates that sort of feeling of soft, relaxed. Little drop over to the left side, right elbow lifts and C curves over to the left. Really good. Come back to center. Release the arms and just play with movement and go back and forth. Okay, so right elbow back, left elbow up. Couple more times. Just finding that rhythm. And then, good. Nice. Good. Release that right arm and grab the left elbow, just as we did with the other side, giving it an added length by lifting up that elbow behind the head. Ideally, it's right behind the head so that you, as you look up, and you'll feel the stretch through the shoulder socket. Don't forget to breathe. Right arm can reach the fingers. That's it. Take a breath, inhale. C curve over to that right side. Wow, I just got some adjustments in my low back and my hip. I'm liking the sequence. Come on out. Release that arm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And so let's go down to the ground. I think that will be good. So our favorite dessert pose, and you know what that is, right? It's one of those postures that everybody says, yes, pigeon pose. Going right in pigeon. Scoop up the arms through our flow. Exhale, forward fold. It's too good to not hang out here. So hang out here for just about 5 breaths. I'm taking my feet apart, grab the Maha Mudra, 2 fingers around that big toe. Take a halfway lift and then a pull down.
Shoulders up the back, elbows out to the sides, and you're finding a little bit of, or a lot of bit of pull in that hamstrings. I also feel it in mid-back and shoulders. Try to surrender into the feet. Hamstrings, hamstrings. Hollow out belly. All right, plenty. Gently come out, plant the hands, take yourself down dog. Since that was so intense, take a movement forward and back into the low back. Kind of relieve that forward fold that we just did. Great. Up dog will feel nice too. Either knees bent or straight chaturanga to come down to slide through for your up dog. Back to down dog. Now our dessert right leg. Let's do right leg first. Right knee slides in between the thumbs. Oh yeah. It's like wow. I'm going to use a block. I'm going to start with a couple. Supporting my head as I melt forward. Pigeon pose. Left hips dropping. Back foot moving it slightly over to the right. Also intensifies the stretch. Make sure that right hip crease, a little bit back, a little bit down. If you need a prop, you would stick the prop underneath that right hip. And hold for another 5 breaths. One. 2. 3. 4. Your focus is on the breath. Last one. Inhale. 5. Great. Inhale to prep. Exhale, head comes up. Hands support you, one on either side. Tuck that back toe under. See if you can hover that right knee to the chin and play with that right hip socket, right elbow, left elbow. Come into one-legged down dog, bent knee on both sides, and circle it out. After you're finished circling out that hip, just raise that right leg for one-legged down dog. 2. Awesome. And hold for just another 2 breaths. Good. Drop that right toe. Meet the left toe. Inhale, left leg goes high. We're switching sides now. All the way up. Slide that left knee. So good. Right in between the thumbs. And that setting up of the torso intensifies the stretch through that right glute. So to really check in with that ability to hold the upright posture and drop the back, drop the right hip. And then you'll have this space through your belly to kind of suction in and drop yourself forward. Yeah, so there's always space. Think about as much space as you can get into that low belly hip socket. But again, this is my body. These are just my cues that help me. Hopefully they resonate as well for you. Once I'm in the posture, surrender, soft, heavy feeling in the hips. And then, if you feel like you want more, you move that back toe over to the left. Still dropping the right hip down. Try to get into the left glute muscle. Feel that sensation all through that outer edge. Four more breaths. OMG, this is intense on this left side. I'm loving it. It feels good. You know, there's a difference between right pain and wrong pain. So always exploring that, you know, always exploring those sensations and knowing which ones are correct for you. Okay, now this is so correct because I'm feeling different pathways and I've been practicing for a long time, feeling different path alignment that I have today. Every practice is different. So that's how we stay doing our yoga practice, because every practice is different. It's so good. All right, I'm ready to come out. Hopefully you are. Inhale. If not, stay. Lift that left knee. Bring it right and left. Tiger curl. Shoot that left leg high. Bend that right knee to start so your whole pelvic bowl is tilted back as you circle this knee around. Just checking in with those subtle or not so subtle curves in your body. You know, you want to keep them. And then go into the linear, which is one-legged down dog. Different ways to work. Oh, so amazing. All right, I'm ready. Bring that left knee back underneath you. Drop to that left hip. Circle the right foot around. So you may like the left knee connected underneath you for your twist, and that's absolutely fine. You're going to use your left arm over to the right. Or, as I am, I'm going to straighten that bottom leg just because I like to keep my... Remember those curves I was talking about? I like that feeling of symmetry in my low back. Left arm comes high and give it a turn to that right. So you have some activity through that left toe, or if it's straight, and your right arm behind your torso tall. Good. Inhale, look forward. Gently unwind. And if you had that if you had the left underneath, you want to do the right underneath and cross over. If you were with me and we had a straight leg, you want to straighten that bottom leg. Right arm up, and you're turning to the left. I know it's a lot to listen. I have a story. When I first started yoga practice, the hardest thing to adjust to get a habit of, was the listening skills. Listening skills, you fine tune your listening skills so that you don't have to look at the teacher. You can just hear each, because the drishti is very important. So you're looking over that left shoulder and you're growing taller on your inhale. And then as you exhale, you're turning a little bit more with the chin and the shoulder. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, gently unwind. Straighten out that left leg, right leg. Walk the hips back. Walk the hips like you're just moving, like you are moving all the way to the back of the mat, and then all the way back to the front of the mat. Tapping each foot, each hip, alternating. Good. And tap again, right and left back. Forward fold, you're prepping for forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, dive forward or take your time. Into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward, looking forward. Exhale, release that forward fold, crisscross the arms, one hand on either side. So your arms are in an X and hands on either side, right where the kneecaps meet the upper leg. And then as you inhale, you're tall, torso's growing tall. Exhale to bind that navel in towards the spine. And as you curve, your chin drops down. Such a beautiful stretch of the back of the neck and tricep. And drop into the right, to the left. Holding on tight. Ready to transition? You're going to inhale, bring it all the way up. Bottom hand comes on top. Stay with that inhale. And then exhale, collapse. Lower vertebrae, middle, chin. Hold on tightly. And then roll yourself down. Release the arms. Make sure you have all that room behind you. And roll yourself down. I'm doing a couple pulses. Oh, yeah. Heels hover, upper back hovers. Inhale, let it go. Reach up with your fingers. Perfect. Down with your toes. And then interlace the fingers. Take that right knee up towards the right shoulder. Little rocking for the sacral bone. And then add the supine twist. Just bring it over to a knee, right knee over to the left, look to the right. I feel it all the way up into that right shoulder. It's okay if you don't. I mean, everybody feels it in different places. But as I drop that right shoulder over, down and over to the right, nice pull through that front of the pecs. Up, interlace the fingers, bring that right knee up to the shoulder again, and just hover it there, hold. And then switch sides. Left knee up towards the left shoulder. Little rocking. Gently soothe the back. Get right into that hip socket. You can straighten the right leg. Active out through that heel. Cross it over to the right. And look to the left. Very peaceful. Very peaceful. Just lining it down. Getting yourself ready for Shavasana, corpse pose. Come back to center. Last little pull, knee up towards the left shoulder, nice and tight. Chin drops down, active out through that right leg. left knee towards your shoulder. All right, gently come out. Bring the right foot up, plant the feet. Just a bit of a release, counter stretch. So you want to lift your hips high for bridge pose. Take a moment just to open up the front of the hip flexors. Nice and active if you like, but you can always put that block underneath your hips and just support yourself for bridge. Just going to take a nice active bridge. Wow, I think I'm feeling this because of my practice on Saturday. So if anybody wants that Saturday class, it was all about back bending. So we did multiple back bends. Each class is different. Gently roll down, upper back, middle back, low back. Reach for the knees. A little bit of soothing right and left with your knees, letting them drop, letting gravity take the knees to one side with breath. And any last posture that you feel like you need before you rest in Shavasana, whether it's happy baby, maybe you have a headstand practice. Headstands are great right now. Headstand, shoulder stand. For me, I'm ready. Gonna rest in that Shavasana, which is conscious resting, not falling asleep. You are practicing feeling and sensing your spiritual body, letting that just be right here with you, your highest self, connecting to your highest self, being receptive to all your angels, all your guides. Now that you've dissipated some of that resistance that we hold on to through asana, through practice, you might be more receptive to hearing and listening and tuning to all of your angels and all of your guides who are here with you all the time. Letting the breath just be soft and easy. Feeling your whole body laying on the floor.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm. The beautiful thing about practicing at home, you are completely in control of your own Shavasana. You can stay as long as you like, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Such a powerful way to reset the body. So come out when you're ready, but when you are, make sure to move really slowly, Coming back into the body with a deep breath. A little wiggle of the fingers and the toes. A little rock of the head, side to side. A little one knee up, the other knee up. A little rocking to one side. Once you are ready to come out, just make sure you turn to one side so that when you're not overstraining your back or your belly, you're using your hands to lift you up. So your top hand really is there to support you as you come up. Okay, and then you find your way into a meditative posture. Torso is tall. Chin is slightly dropped. Take a breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Seal the lips. Back in through the nose. Wonderful. Namaste. I celebrate you if you made it all the way to the end of this class. And just know that this alignment that you create with your yoga is contagious. You entrain. Entrainment is when your auric field has more capacity, more power to empower somebody else's aura. So the higher frequency, the more powerful that frequency is, the more it will affect others. And so that's what it's all about. We're here to be of service, and know that your service is this frequency that you just created in a practice, in a yoga practice. So yeah, it's always a good thing to know that self-care is not just self-care, it's everybody's. It affects everybody. Wonderful. So thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so glad you were here. She says, thank you, Top. I will save this one on YouTube and do it again sometimes. Great reset from the weekend. From the weekend. Yeah. That's so funny. Weekends are we have to recover from our weekends. Lovely. Okay. Bye, Sarah. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right. Good job. Yay. All right. Let me know if you watch the replay. All right. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Nice. Good, Adam. I'm glad you were here. Lovely. Excellent. Wow, he says. All right. We'll see you next time. Okay. There's lots of recordings on Healing Touch Vinyasa YouTube channel. And also, I know Periscope is leaving, but I also put this on Twitter. The link's on Twitter too, so you can find them there. Okay. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.